am in a local courtroom. Courts are used to work out conflicts in our society. There's a judge and a jury who hear cases brought by people who feel they have been wronged. A person stands accused, and if they are found guilty, will have to face the consequences. In most schools, conflicts are resolved by assistant principals and teachers. What do kids learn from this? They learn to turn to others to resolve conflicts. This is yet another example of schools missing an opportunity. The opportunity for kids to learn conflict resolution by being integrally involved in the process themselves. Longview School has a student-run Judicial Committee, loosely based upon the American court system. We call our body JC, or the Judicial Committee. Every 2 months, we elect a student judge, who we call the JC clerk. On days when there are complaints, he gathers together his JC committee, sort of like serving on jury duty, and hears cases. By being involved in this system, our students learn two main things. First, they learn how to keep a community running smoothly even when people break the rules of the school. Students hold their peers accountable and help them not to break the rules again. Second, students learn to determine what is right and what is fair for themselves. In the process, they learn to be firm sometimes and flexible other times, so that consequences always fit the infractions. Take a look at some actual footage from Longview School's Judicial Committee.
Your name, Keith. Date of incident, the day before yesterday, May 2nd, 2011. Time of incident, 2 o'clock to 2:15 p.m. Location, lounge. Was complained against Jamie, Kaleem, Josh, Tashome, and Michaela. Complaint: playing rough in lounge or jumping on furniture. I think that's what it says. Alright, Keith, what happened?
Okay, sometimes when I finish my work, I like to go and sit in the lounge. Now that we have the rule of no rough play in the lounge, it's becoming problematic for me. Then, Tashome ran up onto the couch and jumped onto the bolsters, the couch cushions that are loose on the end. After that, Kaleem was slamming into poor Michaela and knocking her into the couch several times. Then the whole thing ended with Kaleem and Jamie getting into it, wrestling around, and then it got a little too intense and Tashome jumped on the pile.
Well, I think the Judicial Committee is a wonderful learning experience. There are 4 children and 1 teacher on the Judicial Committee, and the children rotate. It's like jury duty. They're assigned for a 1-month period, and then they get to evaluate what's happened, what would be an appropriate consequence that would help the person who the complaint was against, what would help them so they wouldn't do it again.
Kaleem, what happened?
Well, actually, when I was tackling him, because me and him were actually both, fighting. Like, she grabbed me and was trying to, lunge me.
Jamie, what happened?
I just was messing around with Josh, just wrestling him. Yeah. And I guess, I dropped him on the couch, but I wasn't really, actually, doing anything on the couch. It was mostly, on, the floor, just playing around with him. And, yeah, I know there's no rule, but I just was having fun, so.
One of my favorite things about Judicial Committee is actually watching the kids make smart choices while they're dealing with the other kids. Also, it's compassion. They're very compassionate with the other children, especially the younger ones. They help them to try and remember. They help them to understand. One of my favorite memories of Judicial Committee is when Jamie Anderson would say to Joseph, who was 4 years old, Jamie being 12, Joseph, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. Just tell us what happened. And the 4-year-old would absolutely relax. He would not feel like he is literally on trial. He would feel like, okay, well, these are just people telling me I've done something wrong and I'm going to, get a warning, and then it's over with. But the impact that it has on each child to help them to remember the next time. They have that little voice in the back of their head saying, wait a minute, I went to JC, as we call Judicial Committee, for this, and I got written up. So maybe I shouldn't do it this way, or you know what, maybe I should clean up after myself. So in the long run, it helps them to make good decisions.
Alright, to show me, do you think you broke a rule?
Yeah, I think I broke, jumping on furniture and damaging furniture.
Okay.
And rough play in the lounge?
Yeah, sure.
I think,
Wouldn't that be the same thing?
yeah, right? Because, the reason why there's no rough play in the lounge is for the furniture. Thanks.
Show broke it and got a warning. Who were the other people? Oh,
Me.
Jamie and Kalim.
You me first. I think that we should do Clint first.
Doesn't matter, everyone has to stay for the whole thing.
Jamie. Wait a minute.
I'd be surprised if he hasn't broken this before.
He hasn't.
Wow, I'm very
He
surprised.
broke the play fighting one, which was you have to ask before you play fight. And Kalim. Jeez.
Dan Kalim.
That's the brother I know.
He hasn't broken it either.
Really?
So they all got warnings. Because this is a new rule.
Wait, no,
Well, it's
Shomei
different.
broke it once, so he'd get a strong warning,
Yeah.
most likely. And what about Jamie? He did break it?
break it.
Alright. So, first, seriousness of offense is moderate.
Yeah.
Say moderate for the wall.
Alright, who votes moderate?
Super moderate.
Alright, who doesn't?
That was
Hey.
everyone.
Yeah.
The children who serve on the committee learn how to run a meeting, and particularly learn more about how laws are enforced and how decisions are made about when rules are broken and consequences met out. It's also good for the students in that it's not an arbitrary decision of a consequence that's met out simply by a teacher or the principal. It's a group decision by the students themselves about what's fair and what's right.
Who
And
votes
Jamie the
that
strong.
Kalim and Jamie get strong warnings? Raise your hand. Who doesn't?
I don't really care that much.
Alright. Then, what's Chishome's consequence gonna be then?
I think you shouldn't be allowed to go into the lounge for a day.
Ben?
How about
Just the rest of the week.
till the end of this week, he can't go into the lounge until after classes are over.
I think
Yeah. That's
just until classes are over.
Barbara.
Well, all the time it happens is when classes are over. Elementary school kids don't go down in the lounge during classes, ever.
That was
Ben.
I know that was a consequence that was given to Kalim when he broke something along those lines. So that's just what I figured.
Yeah.
He wasn't allowed downstairs.
You couldn't.
Oh, then
yeah.
then to show me she's not allowed downstairs until after classes are over.
I don't think that's
Barbara.
fair.
I don't think that's appropriate. I'd like,
Okay.
use what Kamaria said, I think.
What did Kamari say?
Shouldn't
That's
be
if he
allowed
can't
in the
go for a day.
lounge.
Or the next day come to school or whatever.
I think a day would suffice.
Alright.
Seems really unfair.
Just one day.
Yeah,
So-
the next day he comes to school.
So
That
the
seems
next.
really unfair.
It's one day. He can
No, but-
deal.
Ben.
That's where everybody
I'm
always
just being
is.
honest.
So you can sit outside by the locker and talk to everybody to the door. That's messed up.
Okay, so Sonny, decide what to vote.
Consequence.
Alright, then we're going to. Alright, guys, then. Are we done discussing? Is there any more discussion? Alright, and let's vote.